And as for McCulloch Technologies, I will be resuming my position as CEO, effective immediately. It's what Joseph would have wanted. Thank you.
Oh, Joe. How are you here?
Well, it turns out that when the guy that's trying to kill you kicks the bucket, they lift the protection detail.
That makes sense.
Nash.
Hey, man. Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, just in time. Team needs you now more than ever.
Well, let's go save some people we love.
You have been at this for hours.
Barry wouldn't give up, and the woman that he married wouldn't either. I found him. David's at Central City Hospital. I can't believe I just did that.
Holy frack, Iris, you can control this place. Iris? Iris, stay with me.
Hey, you gonna clean that or what?
It's just, you gotta get to the steamer.
Any day now. Any day now.
This is stupid. I don't get paid.
Come on, Cinderella, scrub like you mean
I
it.
don't get paid enough. I want to do one.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my Flash episode 19 ending video for the finale and the Flash season 7 teaser. There's a couple things that obviously they had to push to the beginning of season 7 because they canceled the last couple of episodes because of what happened with the virus. So we'll break it all down. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We're doing an Amazon giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave all your predictions for the Flash season 7. So we'll just number these as we go along. I'll start with the original stuff that they had planned to do for the finale, like that funny clip of Reverse Flash. There was a big Reverse Flash moment that they were going to end on, according to Grant Gustin. And if you've seen the last couple of big Flash videos that I've done, it's all about his negative Speed Force energy just dissipating into the atmosphere and waiting for another body to find, to inhabit, then take over so that he can manifest again in the physical world. Most of us believe that was going to lead up to a Red Death teaser, because the whole idea of the fusion speedster, we're talking about Dragon Ball tropes here, talking about Gogeta versions of the Flash. The whole idea of that last big Reverse Flash arc is that he no longer has a physical body, he needs to steal a body from someone else, and that's kind of what happens with Red Death in the comics. It's a fusion of Batman and Barry Allen's Flash. We heard that there was a version of Red Death inside the Arrowverse in the future episode with Nora during season 5, episode 18. We don't know when he appeared in the timeline, only that it was in Nora's past because it was at the Flash Museum that they talked about him, so it's at some point after season 6, but before Nora became a speedster. But we don't know whose body he's going to steal. Now, there are a lot of people that thought that it might be Bloodwork's body because he kept talking about conquering death. He just kept mentioning death every single time he was on screen. I'm going to cure death. I'm going to stop people from dying.
There are walls beyond these walls. I was never going to just walk out of here. But there's more than one way for me to be free. Let's just call this the long game.
But whoever it winds up being, the TV show's version of Red Death is not going to be like the comic book Red Death, because there's no way they're going to do a version of Batman in the Arrowverse like this. We got a version of Batman during Crisis, but that was just very brief, so there's a big limitation on what they can do with the Batman character, even though a comic book authentic Red Death would be amazing. It would be great if there was an evil version of Bruce Wayne Batman that had become the Red Death somewhere out there. The funny clip of the Reverse Flash just cleaning the wall with Elongated Man, that joke clip, that's actually from a couple episodes ago. Even when Reverse Flash eventually takes over someone's body, he wouldn't be wearing his yellow Reverse Flash costume manifesting in the physical world. But because that was meant to be the post-credit scene for the original finale in a big season 7 teaser, it just implied that we'll find out what was going on with that for real during the first half of season 7. Along with all the stuff that they had to cancel because of the virus. So we lost episode 20, 21, and 22. I didn't necessarily expect them to wrap up the Godspeed plot in the next couple of episodes. That seemed like more of a season 7 teaser that they were setting up. Who is the real version of Godspeed behind all these fake cybernetic versions of Godspeed, sending them into the past? Based on their last scene in that episode, it sounded like it's the real August Hart in the future, and he's just using these cybernetic copies to steal speed from other people using that special technique, then give it to himself. Remember, there's this whole storyline with the Speed Force slowly dying. A lot of people were like, well, where did Godspeed get his speed from? Well, he was stealing it from other speedsters, like he stole a bunch of speed from Barry during the episode. But because they're doing all this black hole stuff and they're doing a lot more villains from Flash Rebirth, the Godspeed arc in Flash Rebirth eventually ties in with a whole other villain from the future called Paradox. He's a relatively new addition to the DC Comics canon, so if you haven't heard about him, don't worry. They haven't said whether or not they're going to do him on the TV show. He has a strong link to the origin story of the Barry Allen Flash, but his powers basically give him a connection to the Speed Force and the time stream, so they could also wind up doing Paradox in the future too, and he could be another big villain behind Godspeed. But right now they're still building up to the real version of Godspeed, so they would do that first before they do the Paradox character. Then there's the big teaser about Barry trying to create the artificial Speed Force with Cisco using the perpetual motion device. That's why he left in last week's episode and the reason why he wasn't in the finale, because he's still in Atlantis getting the last piece that he needs to build that perpetual motion device. We don't know what's going on with Aquaman on Earth Prime, but because we have a version of Superman, we've had a version of Batman on the show, we've had Themyscira, Atlantis is just the next step in building up to more big Justice League characters inside the Arrowverse. But because of Jason Momoa's Aquaman movie franchise, they're probably not going to be doing quite as much Aquaman stuff on the TV shows. The only reason why they're able to get away with so much Superman in the Superman TV show is because they weren't in the middle of developing another Henry Cavill Superman movie when all this stuff was going on, even though there is talk about them doing more Superman in the movies really soon. So in terms of Aquaman on the TV shows, my expectation right now is that they'll just tease the idea of Atlantis, then we'll find out about an Arthur Curry Aquaman in the background, then eventually in some future season of maybe the Superman TV show, we'll see that actual version of Aquaman show up. If you're not going to do an actual Aquaman on the Flash TV show, then the Superman TV show would be the logical place to put him. Fun fact too, if you guys watch Smallville, the person who played Aquaman on Smallville is the person who's playing Hawk on Titans right now. The only other real big Justice League character that they haven't done yet in any kind of way is actually the Wonder Woman character, and that's just because Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman franchise is still blowing it up so big. When that starts to cool off a little bit, then you'll probably start seeing Wonder Woman stuff happening on the Superman TV show. But the other big Flash Season 7 teasers that they leave off in episode 19 are Mirror Master getting her comic book Mirror Master suit to help her retain cohesion in the real world. She's still got that weird nervous tick where she scratches herself that she developed in the Mirrorverse. She's taken control of Macolic Tech, which also gives her control of all the Black Hole and their assets, weapons, the metahumans that Carver had been using, like she was controlling all their versions of the Rogues in that final big boss fight. Then there's that final scene of Iris, Camilla, and Singh still stuck inside the mirror dimension, which apparently Iris can control now or interact with in some more advanced way as a result of prolonged exposure, and now they'll have to get her out in the beginning of Season 7. Originally, my assumption is they would have taken care of this in episode 22, and that's when they would have gotten rid of this version of Mirror Master. Most of these weird Matrix-like abilities that it seems like she developed inside the mirror dimension would be useless in the real world, so part of the reason why I think they gave her these random abilities is to foreshadow a showdown with Mirror Master inside the mirror dimension, and they want to have the Iris character be a more active participant in stopping her at the end of this Mirror Master arc, which now is going to be in the first couple of episodes of Season 7. But the other big thing that they leave on is the Sue Dibney twist, where Mirror Master frames her for the death of Joseph Carver, which is why she can't go home. If you didn't see the news, they actually upgraded the actress who plays Sue Dibney to a series regular for Season 7. I think that's just to give her more scenes with Elongated Man, and they're going to eventually get them together as a couple somewhere around the middle of Season 7, maybe the back half of Season 7. But what's going to happen next week is the Stargirl TV show is going to take the Flash's time slot. So Stargirl Episode 1 will drop next week. I will do a video for that explaining what's going on with the Justice Society, because it's going to be a different version of the Justice Society in those characters. Like they have a Jay Garrick Flash, but it's not the John Wesley ship Jay Garrick Flash. The CW also bought the broadcast rights to the Swamp Thing TV show from the DC Universe, but they're not doing a Season 2. They're just going to rebroadcast all the episodes from Season 1. So if you've already seen all the Swamp Thing episodes, it won't be anything new for you. Everyone, post all your reactions or your big questions about The Flash Season 7 in the comments. What'll happen is I'll name a giveaway winner when I post my next DC video. So everyone, click here for my new Wonder Woman 3 movie video and learn about the new Man of Steel movie that they're working on, and click here for my brand new Mandalorian Season 2 video. Thanks. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe. I'll see you guys tonight.